I got a question for you. How long have we been talking about a foldable iPhone? Since 2018? 2019? We've watched Samsung release 6 generations of the Galaxy Fold. We've seen Google try it. We've seen Chinese brands like Honor make foldables thinner than a regular phone. And Apple? Apple has just been sitting there, releasing the same glass sandwich year after year. Well, if you've been holding out, your patience is finally about to pay off, or maybe your wallet is about to cry. The leaks are flooding in, and they are consistent. The iPhone Fold is real. It's apparently happening in late 2026, and we now know almost everything about it, from the insane liquid metal hinge to a price tag that might actually be illegal in some countries. Let's break it down. First things first, what does this thing actually look like? For a long time, the rumors were split. Was Apple making a flip phone, like a cute little makeup compact? Or a fold, a tablet in your pocket? Early 2024 testing suggested they were looking at the clamshell. But the latest reports from the supply chain have shifted. Apple's going big. They are favoring the book-style design. Think of it as an iPad mini that you can fold in half. The design language is reportedly very similar to the first-gen Google Pixel Fold. It's going to have that passport shape. This is actually great news. Why? Because it means the front screen, the one you use for texting and doom scrolling, won't be a weird, tall, skinny remote control like the early Samsung Folds. It'll feel like a normal iPhone. We're hearing the outer screen will be around 5.49 inches. Now, that sounds small compared to a Pro Max, but remember, it's edge-to-edge. It's for quick tasks. The main event is on the inside. Open it up, and you're greeted by a 7.76-inch display. That is massive. For context, the iPad mini is 8.3 inches. You are literally carrying a tablet in your jeans. Though reliable analyst Jeff Poo says Apple is also testing an even bigger 8.3-inch version. So, RIP iPad mini? Maybe, but here is the elephant in the room. The crease. That little trench running down the middle of every foldable screen. I don't mind it, but Apple? Apple sells perfection. They can't sell you a $2,000 phone that looks broken. This is where Apple's late-to-the-party strategy might win. Reports say they are working with Corning and Lens technology on a new hybrid ultra-thin glass. Combine that with a rumored liquid metal hinge. Liquid metal is this sci-fi amorphous alloy. It's stronger than titanium and highly resistant to deformation. The goal? A completely crease-free display. If they pull this off, if they can make that screen feel like a solid sheet of glass, they win the game instantly. Now, let's talk about the bulk. A foldable is basically two phones stacked together. Leaks suggest the iPhone Fold will be about 9 to 9.5 millimeters thick when closed up. Is that good? Well, it's okay. But by 2026, Chinese competitors might have phones that are 8 millimeters thick. So the iPhone Fold might be a bit of a chunky BOI. To keep the weight down, they're likely using a titanium frame for the stress points, mixed with aluminum for heat dissipation. Though one analyst, Ming-Chi Kuo, mentioned stainless steel. Let's hope he's wrong. Steel is heavy. If this thing is made of steel and glass, you're going to need a belt suspender just to keep your pants up. As for colors, don't expect a rainbow. Early leaks say just white and black. It's very Apple first gen. They want the design to speak for itself. They'll save the gold and rose gold for the second version to make you upgrade again. Okay, let's talk cameras because this is where things get interesting. And by interesting, I mean confusing that on the inside screen, Apple is reportedly going for an under-display camera. Usually, these cameras are terrible. They're 4 megapixels and make you look like a Minecraft character. But rumor has it Apple is using a 24 megapixel sensor. If they can get a clear 24MP image through a screen layer, that is an industry first. That's huge. But then we get to the back. We're expecting a 48MP main camera and a 48MP ultra-wide. Great sensors, same as the Pros. But where is the zoom? There is currently no mention of a dedicated telephoto lens. No 5x optical zoom. On a phone that's supposed to be the ultimate device? That is a massive letdown. Samsung has zoom. Google has zoom. If I'm paying top dollar, I want to zoom in on my dog from across the park, Apple. Come on. Luckily, the performance sounds untouchable. We're looking at the A20 Pro chip built on a 2-nanometer process. This thing will scream. It needs to, because driving 2 screens and multitasking requires serious horsepower. But the biggest surprise? The battery. Foldables usually have terrible battery life because the hinge takes up all the space. But leaks are pointing to a 5,400 to 5,800 milliamp hour battery. That blows the competition out of the water. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 is around 4,400. The iPhone Fold could have the best battery life of any foldable ever. And a quick side note, you know that iPhone Air or iPhone Slim everyone is talking about for 2025? It turns out that phone might just be a test dummy. Apple is using the Air to test these new high-density batteries and thermal systems, just so they can perfect them for the Fold in 2026. Okay. Sit down. If you're standing, sit down. Let's talk price. Mark Gurman and Ming-Chi Kuo, 2 guys who rarely miss, are suggesting a price tag between $2,000 and $500 to $2,500. You could buy a MacBook Pro and a regular iPhone for that money. You could buy a decent used car. This will likely be the most expensive phone in the world that doesn't fold 3 times so. The question is it worth it? If Apple nails the software, if they give us true multitasking, Apple Pencil support, and a crease-free screen, this could replace your phone and your iPad. It's the holy grail of gadgets. But $2,500 is a lot of money to be a beta tester for the first generation. I want to know what you think. Would you drop $2,000 on an iPhone that folds, or are you happy with your glass slab? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.